Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And today we're talking about Odell Beckham because he is now being wrapped up in the Diddy case.
Yeah, him and also comedian Drewski, and they have responded since.
We'll also talk about Blake Lively because she was in Austin this weekend for South by Southwest premiering her new movie with Anna Kendrick, and there was a bit of awkwardness between the two of them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors that maybe these two girls don't like each other. Well, there was a lot of smoke this weekend.
Finally, Jennifer Garner. Everybody's like, is she going to get back with Ben? Is she going to get back with Ben? Well, her fiance, or is it long-term boyfriend?
Fiance.
He showed up to her house over the weekend looking. I had never seen this guy.
Yeah.
There's no way she's going to dump this guy.
He's very hot.
He's very hot. And I just read about what he does. He's very smart and rich too.
Yes. By the way, we are live. So don't forget to contribute any comments that you have. We're going to get to them at the end of the show. Comments, questions, concerns about the stories, about us, let us know.
Okay. To begin with, big new details coming out about the Diddy lawsuit. Odell Beckham Jr. and Drewski, who's like an online comedian, influencer, they are both named now as plaintiffs in the Diddy, not plaintiffs. Defendants, not plaintiffs. Defendants in the Diddy suit. Now, they've both adamantly denied the allegations, but it's interesting now that other celebrities are being roped into it.
And I think that was like the fear from the beginning, right? When like Diddy originally got accused of all these allegations, all the sex tapes that he was doing, the freak offs, like all these celebrities were like shaking in their boots, scared that they were going to be wrapped into this thing. And now we're starting to get names. Remember the whole Jay-Z thing where he was named and then he said, nope, the girl lied. And the girl said, no, I'm, standing by my claim. Now other people are being named. So a woman named Ashley Parham claimed that that Diddy instructed another man who has, quote, been determined to be defendant Drewski to allegedly rape her at Diddy's friend's Orinda, California home.
Right.
In March 2018.
So she talks about this alleged attack. She says, instead of immediately raping me, defendant Drewski doused the plaintiff with more oil or lubricant and then jumped on top of her naked body, treating her like a slip and slide and knocking out the wind of her due to his enormous size.
Oof.
Bit of a...
This is all that she's alleged in her lawsuit.
Right. And then while this rape is occurring, she says that someone is referred to as Cornelius, and that name Cornelius stuck out to her because it's an odd name, and that's Odell Beckham's name.
Middle name, yes.
They call him Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's named both of these guys. She's still pressing charges against these guys or going forward with the lawsuit, despite the fact that these guys they're both tweeted out saying, Drewski says, look, I wasn't even famous in 2018, so it couldn't have been me. And Odell Beckham Jr. says, boy, I'll tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared. Shit's stupid.
Yikes. I mean, look, it's like her word versus theirs. We don't really know exactly what happened. But this is it's just going on and on and on. It's never ending. And I feel like this will not be the last time we hear celebrities
dragged
entered.
in.
Yes, totally.
I guess, yeah. Well, witnesses will be required, other evidence, and we'll see where this particular case goes.
And we know a lot of these sexual escapades were filmed too by Diddy. So presumably some celebrities could be on the sex tapes.
Okay, let's move on to our next story. Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick were at South by Southwest over the weekend, premiering their movie. And Fans suspect that, there might have been a little awkwardness between the two of them.
Yeah, so there's been like a lot of speculation that these two girls don't like each other. And this is obviously on the heels of everything that happened with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni on It Ends With Us. And now there's the second movie of A Simple Favor. This is another Simple Favor. And there were some interviews on the red carpet with Anna Kendrick where, they were asked like, oh, how do you guys like working with each other? And then Blake said something and then Anna said like, oh, it's,
Yeah.
And then there was another moment too where a red carpet reporter asked Anna like, oh, how are you doing with all like the noise outside of the movie? Basically talking about like everything Blake is going through with Justin and all that stuff, which is now really taking over the narrative of this movie. And instead of being like, oh no, Blake's great, everything's great, she instead said, oh, I don't know what you were talking about, but this movie's going to be great. Bye. And then like walked off. And
Yeah.
it seemed like she doesn't want to say they're friends.
That is weird, isn't it? And adding a bit more smoke, someone tweeted out a photo of the cast with Paul Feig, who's the director, basically saying that, Anna doesn't want to work with Blake ever again. And to that, Paul Feig, the director, he retweeted it and commented, no.
Right.
So he says, you're wrong. So, I mean, that's like the biggest clapback anyone from the cast or crew has given to these rumors. I'm surprised they don't come out and say, you guys are nuts for thinking these two women didn't get along. Like, if Anna Kendrick...
But don't you think if they did get along, it would be so easy to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're friends. And then it's like over?
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening.
Why isn't that happening?
Because they probably don't like each other. Or maybe it's like one-sided. Maybe Blake likes her. She doesn't, Anna doesn't like reciprocate that.
Look, I mean, them not liking each other. I mean, we don't even know if they like each other or not, but
it does in a way, if let's say, Anna doesn't like Blake, doesn't it kind of speak on her character of how she is on movie sets? Wasn't the whole thing about like Justin Baldoni being like, oh, she
takes control.
Took over everything. And we've seen clips of her talking about how she likes to take control over movies. I mean, I get like maybe that could be your work personality. Maybe when you come to work, you go over and beyond to make sure it's perfect. And maybe that's her defense. And then like outside of work, it's like fun and everything's a little bit different. So I can see how you would have like two different sides to you maybe. Like there's people here that like they come to work and they're like kind of mean. But then like outside of work, it's like, hey, let me grab you a beer.
Example.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Anna Kendrick, after this movie's all like the promo's done and everything, she's going to be like, okay, so now I can really talk about how I feel.
Maybe. At the very least, even if they're just like, playing it up, it's good press for their movie.
It is. Okay, on to our final story. Jennifer Garner's longtime boyfriend, John Miller, he was photographed at her house over the weekend. And like normally this wouldn't be news. Like, long-term boyfriend visits long-term girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure they're engaged, by the way.
How come? Yeah. Well, they're engaged then. Except for the fact that Jen Garner, she was seen sort of with Ben Affleck he was kind of hugging her in a very affectionate way, last week.
Right.
And so everyone's like, is there still feelings there? Well, John is obviously trying to patch things up as far as they go, or maybe things are totally fine. But I hadn't seen this guy really I think I'd seen John with Jennifer like in the past, but this guy's jacked up a whole lot since, I last saw him.
He's hot.
She's not leaving.
He's a hottie.
He's a hottie.
No. And also like, we had been told that when John first started dating Jennifer Garner, like he knew like that she would co-parent with Ben and like what their co-parenting situation was like, and he never felt threatened. And I could see a guy like this being like, I'm good. You want to get back with that mess? Like smoking cigarettes, ordering like Dunkin' Donuts at 2 a.m.? Go ahead. Like he's a confident guy, this John Miller guy.
I think that clearly Jen Garner and Ben Affleck have love.
For sure.
And I think
they have kids together.
They've got kids
you can't
together.
Ignore your past.
Yeah, and I think she he's a likable sort of guy in the good times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I guess it's the bad times that would keep her from ever coming back.
Yeah.
Because she tried to fix him for so long. And so just seeing this guy, John Miller, rock up to the house, I was like, okay, I get it. I wouldn't be concerned if I was this guy either. It's like, have him if you want him.
I'm curious, like, what the dynamic is between Ben and John. Like, have they met? Like, what do they talk about?
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a little weird.
I
Awkward.
wonder what J-Lo thinks when she sees like Ben and Jen sort of
Ooh,
touching each other the
probably
other day.
doesn't like it.
I bet she would hate it.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
She's a bit more insecure than this John Miller looks like. He's the most secure guy
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
I would
know.
be if I was him.
All right, to the comments. Odell Beckham and Diddy story. Eminem said, I've been very curious to see what other celebrities would be involved. I am too. I feel like there's some big names that haven't been revealed yet.
Right.
David said, these are very serious allegations. Yeah, they are. I mean, like, anytime there's a rape allegation, like, that's horrible. It's like the worst thing next to like murder.
And I mean, that Odell was getting wrapped up in this. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't he like dating Kim Kardashian like a month or 2 months ago?
That's what's stopping you from thinking this is believable.
I don't know. This is just like another massive star being dragged. Last time, like with Jay-Z, like the lady dismissed, like she removed her case with prejudice. So,
Right.
So the Jay-Z stuff was never sort of like that concrete. And I don't know whether or not like what the facts will show with this sort of one, but it's just never nice to have your name attached to this sort of stuff.
Never, because
And time will
especially when
tell.
like people Google you, like, look, I know when you Google Odell Beckham Jr. talks about how he's an athlete, but now it's gonna also say like, oh, rape allegations. Like
No.
you never want that either.
No.
For the Anna Kendrick story, Faith said Paul Feig has to say everything's fine between Blake and Anna because he needs the movie to make money. Honestly, I feel like if he said they weren't fine, I feel like that would make the movie more
He
money.
should have leaned in a little bit or added some scenes, maybe added some scenes in the movie of them like bickering.
Awkwardness.
Yeah, yeah.
Ada said Anna Kendrick needs to keep that stank off her. Oof.
True. I mean, it has Ryan Reynolds, his like brand has suffered.
Yeah.
No matter
I
what
can't
the
look
truth
at them
is.
the same anymore.
Right. They were like just such Hollywood sweethearts and everyone.
Now
just,
they're like Hollywood snobs and bullies.
yeah, it seems like,
Yikes.
but the fact is we haven't got to the truth of any of this.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if we will.
But still their brand has been really hurt.
Yes, absolutely. For the Jen Garner, Ben Affleck story, Bezo Lego said Garner loves Ben and always will. I think she will. I think she will always have some love for the father of her children, but not romantic.
No, I don't think so.
A couple miscellaneous comments for you guys. These are the ones that always scare me. Marcy said, Charlie and Charlie, happy Monday. Happy Monday.
I feel like I'm half asleep. It's time zone.
Well, yeah, we had a time change here. We're waking up an hour earlier.
I can't get.
I also am tired because I caught up on so many TV shows this weekend. I'm like, it's
Like
all
what?
a blur. White Lotus.
Okay.
What's that one with Kate Hudson?
Didn't watch it.
Running
Scrolled
Point.
past
So
it.
good, so good. And Love is Blind.
Love
The
is Blind.
Reunion. Fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I have to watch Gypsy Rose's new show. I'm just
too much
like,
on. Too much on.
tired. Yoga Girl 9935 said Charlie looks like Jesus.
Thank you.
Do you get that a lot?
I do actually, but I take it as a compliment.
Is that kind of like cultural appropriation
For me to have long hair, and a
for
beard.
you to look like Jesus?
Nah, but I just think when people say look like Jesus, like he had a great bod. Firstly,
Well, according to depictions.
according to the picture. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
good-looking guy. He was a good-looking guy.
Okay. Eminem said, Cotton and Neff, how was a time change for you?
Not good.
Not good. I feel like, I don't know, I'm like trying to recover.
I feel like I can't get my thoughts in a row when I like just wake up
Like, is this a dream? Like, am
I
I
feel like
here?
we're like
Are
that
we
too.
here?
and dream or a nightmare.
Yeah. Lisa said, Charlie, love from Australia. Too hot here, can't sleep.
Oh my God, Lisa.
Oh my gosh, you have a new Australian podcast, by the way.
I do actually.
Lisa, you got to check it out.
Yes, Big Down Under.
Oh, your shirt too.
I mean,
Are you selling these in the TMZ merch store?
I'm not. I was always the one like at school that if you had to do an essay, I'd just tinker with the fonts and like the size. Like,
Didn't
this is-
everybody do that?
yeah, but this is like me. Like I made merch like months
Oh,
before
that's so funny. It's like the Hollywood sign
Yeah.
font.
It's like the Hollywood sign font.
Oh, and that's the Uolo or
Yeah,
what's
Uluru.
that? Uluru.
I mean, I'll accept that. Yeah, the Uluru,
Well, I
the
remember-
Hollywood sign on top.
It was like controversial because like tourists would like to go walk up there, but
Not
it was like a
anymore.
holy site, and then they like shut that down.
Hey, you know so much about Australia. I should interview you for
I
Big
know
Down
stuff
Under.
about travel,
Yeah, good
right?
stuff.
I've never been, but I'd love to go.
Well, yeah, everyone go and click on Big Down Under, another
You're
podcast.
only interviewing Australian guests, right?
Only Australian guests. I'm actually thinking maybe if there's someone who's Big Down Under who's not Australian, that might suffice.
How?
Say, you know Robbie Williams?
Yeah.
He's massive in Australia and like not massive here.
Yeah, well, I know who he is. He allegedly rumored to date or hooked up with all 5 of the Spice Girls.
Wouldn't it be great to ask him about on a future episode of Big Down Under?
Honestly, would be fire. You should get him, and I want to be on it. Or
All right, okay.
so I can like feed you all the Spice Girls questions that I have.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.
Yes.